Well, today we're at the Fountain of Life, just off of Third Road in North Pattaya. Now, what is the Fountain of Life? Well, essentially, it's a bit like a kindergarten, but it's a kindergarten with a difference. The children who come here haven't been recognised as Thai citizens, because basically they don't have their identification papers, even though they may well have Thai parents and be born in Thailand. So the Fountain of Life gives them basic education and gives them social skills, and at the end of a year, if the whole system works, then they'll get into the government system. Now, what that means is when children actually come here, often they don't even know what their real name is. They'll just have a nickname. Of course, all Thais have nicknames anyway, but it might not have anything to do with what their actual given name was by their parents. So that's something that the Fountain of Life do. Today they're actually teaching them about birthdays and the importance of birthdays and how we all have one. We're going to catch up with a lady who's sponsoring today's birthday, and also some other Farang who's came across from England who's done some great work for the Jesters Care for Kids, which is the main charity here in Thailand which supports the Fountain of Life. Let's go in and check it out. Okay, now as you can see, the kids are having a wonderful birthday party today, but why are they having a birthday party? Well, to tell us more about it is Jess Thacker. Jess, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, listen, it's good to see you. You're not a new girl to Pattaya, but new to Fountain of Life?
Yes, I became involved in the Fountain of Life, I would say, October, November last year, where I started to teach English here.
Okay.
Once a week with a colleague of mine, Len Levine, and we just do an hour a week every Thursday, just basic English, you know, nothing special, but ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, colour recognition, things like that.
Okay, but Len's an American, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Oh, you know him, do you?
Yeah, I do know Len. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm the English teacher of English, and he's the American English teacher.
All right. Okay, well, we won't go there, right?
No.
We'll end up annoying some of our American audience. Right, so you got involved with the Fountain of Life, and you're teaching here, but what is this that's going on today?
The birthday party came about with regards to my husband's friends came here to play golf in November, and we roped them into donating some money to the Fountain of Life, and the three of them gave 6,000 baht, and so I came to Sister Joan and said, we've got a substantial amount, what do you want to do with it? You know, shall we have a one-off party? But there was so much going on at Christmas anyway. She said, let's leave it and think about it. And so we thought about it, and she said, sadly, a lot of these children have no birthday parties at all. You know, they've never experienced, or nobody's recognised their birthdays at all.
Absolutely.
So she suggested we use the money for a monthly birthday party where all the children in the month have one day where they can have one party.
Okay.
So this is how it came about.
All right. Okay. Now today there's 97 children here. Sister Joan tells me it's usually somewhere between 95 and 110.
That's right.
Of those children that are here today, how many?
7 today.
Sorry?
7 children today
7
are celebrating their birthdays.
Right, okay.
Not all are in February. Some of them are from January, because we didn't have time to do it all in January because they came back after Christmas late.
Sure. And of course the reality of doing a birthday, if there's 7 of them over the period of the 8 weeks, it interferes with the normal day-to-day running of the Fountain of Life.
Yeah.
So what you're basically doing is saying to them, well, your birthday's within this period. It's okay. It's maybe not on that specific day, but it's still something worth celebrating, and it kind of backs up their whole identity thing.
Absolutely, because they've never been allowed to experience the wonderful thing that is a birthday party, and we all take it for granted, and that special recognition for their special day. You know, and that's what we wanted to promote, and it's the first party that the Fountain of Life in all its years is holding, which I think is great, and we'll finally be able to do that. What we want is more. We're trying to limit the cost of a party to 1,000 baht a month for the number of children. But as it is, we can't afford to give birthday presents to each individual child in that 1,000 baht. So the more sponsors we can get per month, maybe in the future we can have specific birthday presents for each child. But that's something to think about. So what I'm trying to encourage is if it's your birthday in July, for example, you can sponsor the month of July in your name.
Right.
You know, so
Okay.
July's birthday will be sponsored by yourself,
Okay.
and 1,000 baht will go towards the party that
Well,
month.
that's pretty cool, isn't it? Because, I mean, I think when people watch this and they think about the sponsorship that goes towards the Fountain of Life
Yes.
and Jesters, I mean, quite often it's huge figures.
Yes, this is a small amount to donate every month, and you can, even 1,000 baht, you're doing something, you're giving
Sure.
something. It's not a huge amount, it's
Yeah.
not a huge commitment either, you know, it's
absolutely.
once a month, once a year, that's
Sure,
all,
sure.
for your
And-
particular birthday month.
And there's a certain, I don't know if there's, and maybe you'll know, I don't know if it's a Buddhist thing or whatever, but I know that sometimes when I speak to Thais living in Thailand, obviously, what they do is when it's their birthday,
Yes.
and someone gave me this example about Christmas, and they say, well, at Christmas we don't give our child anything extra, because we give our child something all the time.
Yes.
So Christmas is maybe a time to give to other people. You know, and if you
Absolutely, yeah.
take the
Yeah.
birthday thing the same way, maybe it's a way of saying, well, okay, it's my birthday. I don't want to say how old I am now, but perhaps the way to do it is they say, well, you know, I'd go and spend that money on a night out or whatever. Why not help the kids?
That happens in the West a lot. There's been a shift in giving birthday presents where they're not giving individual presents. They're saying, okay, we're going to maybe sponsor a donkey in a small village or a watering hole, you know,
Okay.
fund that. So that's already happening in the West. So why not give 1,000 baht here
Sure.
for a birthday party
Sure.
in you know, in the name of the month of your birth?
Sure. Okay. So how would they do that? Just come down here?
You can contact me via the PILC, or you can contact Jesters, obviously, or just come directly to the Fountain of Life.
Fountain of Life. Okay. Right, we're melting here under the sun. There's no cold beer at this event, unfortunately, but there will be some cold Fanta and some nice cake. And now we're going to come chat up and speak to a girl who's done a hell run. What's a hell run? She'll tell us all about it. She's raised a significant amount of money, especially for the Fountain of Life, and she spent the last week here doing voluntary work, just like Jess has been doing here on a regular basis. Jess, nice to see you. Thank you very much. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, I'm now joined by a gentleman who's been involved with Jesters for quite some time now. His name is Reg Warner, and he's also brought across his granddaughter, Francesca, who I was telling you earlier has done some voluntary work here at the Fountain of Life. We'll speak to Francesca in a moment. Francesca, if you bear with us. Reg, this is how many years now with the Jesters?
Well, we've been fortunate coming to Thailand, my wife and I, now for some 20 odd years.
Okay.
We've enjoyed the many things it has to offer, particularly the Thai people. And digressing for a moment, you know, we have seen that there are many people here that are slightly less fortunate, and like many people, we've wanted to help in some way. And luckily, some 6 years ago, to answer your question, we came across the Jesters and the absolutely fabulous work they do for charity, raising funds each year for numerous projects, but in particular their major project here, the Fountain of Life. We visited it because obviously we're sceptical about all charities and where the money goes. Yep. We were particularly impressed by the enormous amount of work they do individually, impressed by the fact that if they have expenses, it appears they pay for them themselves, and every baht they raise goes to numerous charities. As I said, this is one of the foremost charities, which in itself is utterly incredible. I don't know what the viewers know about the charity, but basically they take in 150 children here 5 days a week. Many they collect from the slums each day, and they give them a lot of love and a lot of care, which can include dental care, Medicare, educational lessons, visits from the monks. They feed them, they learn to clean themselves, and the thing that really strikes home is that when they're here, they seem to be in a very happy, tranquil setting. They're incredibly well behaved and appreciative, and it's just a wonderful thing to support. We've very happily been platinum sponsors for the Jesters now for some 6 years.
Signed up again for this year, I believe.
Absolutely, absolutely. Last year, my wife and I had a surprise visit from part of our family, my son, his wife, and our two granddaughters.
So by surprise visit you mean here in Thailand, because you live in the UK but you're here in Thailand for 4 months of the year, correct?
Yeah, absolutely correct. We come out mid-November to mid-March, and our family, or this part of our family, had never been out here, but obviously due to the length of time we spend here, they've heard a great deal about it. However, they made a surprise visit last year, inevitably came and spent the day here, saw what was happening. They went home, and unbeknown to us, they decided to enter what is known as the Hell Run in England. That's Francesca, who's here now, her daughter Jessica, and her mother Vicky. Okay. They entered the Hell Run, which I'm sure Francesca would be better qualified to tell you about, but it is 12 miles of hell, a military commando course almost. They tell me much harder than the marathon they run in the previous year for another charity. Okay. However, they very kindly decided that they wanted to do the Hell Run to raise money for the Fountain of Life here in Pattaya. Okay. So they trained, I believe, for some months. Okay. They've done the run. Perhaps Francesca would like to tell you a little bit about the run. Well,
let's speak to Francesca. Francesca, you've had a great week here, I believe, at the Fountain of Life, right?
Absolutely amazing. When I came here for the day, I was shocked at, just how much energy the place has, and I thought, yeah, I want to be a part of that. Wow. So before we even saw the Hell Run, I promised Sister Joan that I'd come out for a week, and so I've given up my half term to come and be a volunteer here, and it's absolutely. I can't really describe it. Every morning I go out with them. Really, I've got up at 6:30 every morning to come and do the on the school bus, go and pick the kids up, and just to see the look on their faces when the school bus comes past. I mean, if only in England people were so happy to come to school.
Sure, absolutely. So it's a little piece of heaven, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like an oasis for them. Yeah. And to see the homes that they come from actually is, I think, was really important because just to understand what it's like for them, and they come here and they get fed and they get teachers, and most importantly they get love. I think that's the most important thing. Just they come up to you for a cuddle. I mean, I can't speak their language. I've tried, but
but a cuddle works in any language, right?
I think it does. I think that's what I've taken away from it, definitely.
Okay, good. So, but you've literally been to hell and back, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell us about this ordeal. I mean, Reg is saying here that this is something you had to train quite vigorously for. And we've got some shots of one of the hell run. I mean, it does look absolutely hellish. And I mean, I would imagine you'd have to be so physically fit. I mean, there's pictures of grown men, and they're nearly stumbling everywhere, and they're nearly vomiting, right?
Not to mention mad.
Mad, yes, absolutely crazy, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to have a couple of screws loose to have even applied for it. But we trained since September.
Okay.
We're just going out on runs every other night, and then gradually built it up, got longer. But where we live in Norfolk, it's flat, absolutely flat.
Yeah.
So
And the hell run's multi-terrain, right?
the hell run was a mess. It's just above Birmingham, and they say it was just over 11 miles, but they call them country miles because country miles don't account for the hills.
Right,
So-
okay.
So they say it was 11 miles, but I'm not sure actually how long it was
Okay.
if you took into account. There were some areas where it was heaven. There was pine needles, and so it was really soft and spongy, and I enjoyed it. But about about a third of the way in, we hit this puddle of water that was about the length of my garden. So I don't know, I think 12 meters perhaps. And it was ice cold. It was a sunny day, but it was freezing, and I never got warm again after that. It just
that's it.
that is where the hell started, because it just drained on your energy. And so I think the last couple of miles, I was like those grown men that you saw just stumbling around. And but the one we did was Hell in the Middle, they called it. They have Hell Down South, which was the first one, Hell Up North, and Hell in the Middle was the final, the last piece of the trilogy. And so they took all the best bits and put it into Hell in the Middle. So I had to run through animal manure, and I had mud up mid-thigh, and it was absolutely brilliant retrospectively. At the time, my god, I wanted it to be over. So,
And how long did it actually take you to do the whole thing?
3.5 hours.
My word.
The first person to cross the line did it in an hour and a half, and he was running like a gazelle, and it's like he'd taken a shortcut. I don't really know. I've seen pictures of him, and he was barely dirty. We came through, we had mud all on our face, and I had mud up to my stomach, so because I've been in water up to my shoulders and still trying to run through it. You couldn't really decide whether to swim or whether to run, but whatever you did, you had to do it quickly because it was freezing.
You didn't actually mention the quicksand, the bog of doom, and the hills of hell that were thrown in the middle of the course.
Are these things that, I mean, do they...
I've only heard about them with trepidation, but
But do they actually manufacture them just for the run, or...?
It's a trail run anyway, so there was a couple of bikers, and there were 7,000 of us doing it, and the bikers were still asking us what's going on, kind of thing, because they had all these people running through with numbers on. But I think some of it was constructed. They brought in water, and they'd thrown logs into the pile, and the animal manure was carted in. There was 2 truckloads of it. That was the bog of doom, because that nearly took your shoes off. No, but there's a lot of people there in fancy dress, and you saw at the end, and I think they thought twice about doing that. I promised my mum that we had to take Spider-Man, and we did.
Right,
Spider-Man was running ahead, and he was our goal. And finally, as we crossed the finish line.
So tell me now, after that chilling experience, would you do something like that again?
Ooh.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe. I think give it a few weeks and I might.
So you did this with your mother?
My mother and my sister. My sister is just a few years younger than me. But,
and how old are you, Francesca?
I'm 17.
17.
So I'm in my final year of school.
And how much money did you raise?
Well, we say still counting, but it's 61,000 baht.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
So I was so impressed. Granddad raised money here in Thailand, and we raised money in England. I took it to my school. My mum took it to her office. Dad took it to his office. So we tried to raise as much as possible, and we took it here, and Granddad converted it to bahts, and it's 61,000.
Well, well done to you.
Thank you very much.
And counting.
And counting. And this is the opportunity for you guys out there who want to support the Jesters.
Yes.
Am I allowed to plug here?
Please do. Please do.
It really is a fabulous charity, and every baht is incredibly well spent. If you'd like to support the charity, the Fountain of Life, or Francesca, her sister and mother's efforts, that would be great. Send in your donation. You can send it directly here. I'm sure these guys will tell you how to do it.
Sure.
And if you want to quote hell, you can do that and send in your donation. It would be fantastic.
Okay, well, it all helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Even a few bahts out there would be great. But we're very grateful for the sponsors that we've had so far. As I said, it's 61,000 and counting. I'm sure it's going to end up much higher, and with everybody's help out there, you know, we could get it that much higher. That would be fantastic.
Wonderful. Well, great effort, guys. As we've been talking, the details for the Jesters and the Fountain of Life has been on screen. But you know what? These TV images and all the talk that we've been done today perhaps doesn't do enough. You should come along here one day. It's right beside the Padihar Sports Club. Come along, because you'll find, just like Reg's family did, when you come here, something happens. It touches you, and you see that the love and happiness that these children have. And then, I mean, if you could see what Francesca's seen, some of the conditions that they're living in, this is absolute heaven for them. And it's all helped by people like Reg and Francesca and our other viewers and sponsors for the Jesters Care for Kids. Reg, something else?
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. When you're here, as you just alluded to, there is magic in the air. May I just say that I've been to numerous events here, and I would like to congratulate you guys at Padihar Mail for the tremendous support that you give to this and other charities. And it's really excellent, it's very worthwhile, and it's very, very productive, so well done to you all.
Well, it's not just our duty, it's also our pleasure as well, and also to meet people like yourself. And you know what, it all helps the kids, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Okay, we're going to sign off. This is Paul for PMTV with Reg and Francesca saying bye bye. Cheerio.
Ciao.